Hello and welcome back to Inquisitor Martyr. Last time we kept going with our Void Crusade here, and this time we're gonna start here. Yeah, it's just an infested station, we can just bonk guys. More psalm codes, more credits, and void shards. Yeah, double supporting enemies. Ooh, spooky.
Between the stars, the ancient unseen enemies of mankind wait and hunger. Be strong and give them no quarter.
So I was looking online, and this is a series of weird chain of thoughts, but does anyone have like a 40K kind of battle station set up for their computer? Or like a custom case or anything? Because I don't remember ever seeing one. I've seen, for Star Wars, a guy rigged up his entire computer to look like an AT-AT, which was cool. I was like, yo, that guy made an AT-AT out of his computer. And it looked really good. And then I realized there isn't really... I've never seen anybody do that with 40K. Maybe because there aren't many good 40K games. But I've just never seen it. And then I was looking online, just kind of doing what I usually do, just chilling, looking at random stuff on Twitter, looking at memes and cats and stuff. And one of the guys I follow shared a picture of this computer case that it's a pyramid with glass sides, and people pointing out, like, you can't fit a 4090 in there, which, yeah, I've seen 4090s, at least in videos, not in person. But from what I've seen, those things are immense. You slap that onto the motherboard, and it is the motherboard. It's bigger than it. But as I was looking at it, I was sitting there thinking, and I said to myself, wouldn't it be cool to use that pyramid shape and do a Necron computer? Like, you know the Necron Tesseract vaults, where they have the shard of the Catan inside and he's like restrained in it? Wouldn't it be cool? You'd have to do a custom one, but it would be the coolest thing ever if you did a custom Catan model that was transparent plastic so that you could run like RGB through it, and then you had him inside. So you just had this RGB color changing shard of a Catan inside your computer. I know, it was just a thought. I was like, that'd be really cool. That'd be the dopest computer. It would take a good amount of work because you have to make your own model and get the coloring and everything. But it'd be fun. It's a unique kind of setup, and I can't imagine a ton of people are going to be having that. Okay, there's an info fragment here. But yeah, that's just something that jumped in my mind. Because we've all seen some of the other 40K kind of fan stuff people do. Cosplaying as a space marine, making like a full-size suit. But nothing past that. And I'd like to see cool stuff like that. I see the usual like kitbashed stuff, which is always very impressive. My favorite kind of kitbash and custom work has to be the guy who made a bunch of the apostles from Berserk and made like Nosferatu Zod. Or there was a guy who made like a Jakaro army, you know, the monkey guys. He made an army of them and had like an Imperial Knight, but he replaced it so it's a giant ape. with Imperial Knight weapons. It had a big cannon on one arm and then a claw on the other. And that was really cool. I was like, damn, I would love to see stuff like that get fleshed out. Giant monkey looking like it's a Super Saiyan, or at least any Saiyan when the moon is out. That would be... it was so cool. I remember also seeing a guy, or girl, I don't know who they were. They did a hive fleet. But what they did is it was kind of like how dinosaurs have feathers. They put feathers on them. And it was kind of like a rainbow macaque, or... No, not a macaque, macaw. Macaque is a monkey. Macaw, so they had blue, red, and yellow feathers. And it looked so cool. I love that stuff. I love finding when people are like, oh yeah, I made this. I've mentioned it before. There was a guy, I can't remember who it was. If it was, I don't think it was Den of Imagination, but it was somebody where they had a group of Death Guard, but they were all like pirate themed, and it was all nautical. So they had like a rhino tank, and it had an octopus hanging on it, and the Terminators had barnacles on them, and all this stuff, and I loved it. It was so cool. That kind of stuff is, it's so cool to see what people can come up with. There was a guy, he used I mentioned it last episode, the weird Nurgle building that nobody uses because it sucks. The guy used the building and made, not a Forge Fiend, but it was something like that. But he used the body as part of the structure. Or like the structure as the body of it. And had a head, like a Hydra head looking thing sticking out of what part of it. It was so cool. I love creativity like that. That's the best part about like miniature games, is some of the hobbyists are very, very skilled, and they will come up with the craziest designs. That stuff puts me in a good mood. I remember seeing someone made heads that were like Cthulhu heads for Tyranids. There was a Xenomorph head. I would absolutely run a Xenomorph Tyranid army. I don't know how you'd do it, but I would try to get... Oh god, I'm trying to think of how to describe it. You know how there's like some paint jobs on cars where when you look at it at one angle, it's one color, but then when you look at it at another, it's a different color? Like, depending on how the light hits it, I'd want to do that, but have it be like black and purple if possible. I think that would be cool. Man, I'm just thinking about the one Death Guard. And seeing those guys, they're so cool that it would be like the perfect enemy, even though it's very, very cliche to have it as this, but the perfect enemy like the space sharks, the Carcharodons or Carcharodons. Or Carcharodon? I don't know, I can't pronounce it anyways. But it'd be such a cool enemy for them. Because a lot of these guys don't have an arch rival. Space Wolves have Thousand Suns. Ultramarines essentially have Black Legion, since it's poster boy versus poster boy.
Perseverance favors the bold. Give them more death.
That was the wimpiest ending. It just all these dogs and just get nuked.
Inquisitor.
But yeah, nobody has like a lot of them don't have dedicated enemies. I guess White Scars have Dark Eldar, but it's kind of a stupid one, because they're not kind of mirrors like other factions have. I could have actually got another run. Oh well. I was like, I should probably, instead of kicking this off, I should probably go mulch gear. Let's see. So we gotta go... yeah, to this one, and then we go down.
The web of heresy and corruption is spun by powerful beings and perverted minds. Hunt their leaders, and this construct of evil will come crashing down.
This construct of evil. I already know I made that joke before, but I don't care. I'm still gonna make fun of it. It's such a dumb thing to say. But yeah, I feel like having good rivals is very important for games and stories in general. And considering, once again with White Scars, people forget them most of the time. They don't get enough attention. Be like, oh yeah, they're the rivals with Dark Eldar. Jagatai Khan went into the webway after him, and he's gone. That's it. It's such a bad story. And it's a shame, because I keep saying White Scars need some love. All the factions need a bit of love. They need some extra attention and some new stuff. Haven't heard anything new, though, regarding, like, whether Lionel Johnson's gonna come back as Primarch or something. But I think that's because they're probably waiting for the next edition to fully drop. Oh wow, that guy went splat.
Success is measured in blood.
God, I'm still hung up on the Necron pyramid computer idea. That'd just be so cool. Someone has to do it.
No pity.
I think my problem is I would want to make like the biggest case possible, because I don't want to have... I've seen some people who are like, I have one Stormtrooper Funko Pop in there. And I'm sitting there looking at it like, nah, if I'm doing this, I'm going full bore. Like, if I did a Star Wars one, I'd get a couple X-Wing miniatures and set them all in there so it looks like there's a battle going on. You gotta go full bore here. But at the same time, I don't know... I wouldn't want to put stuff in a computer, because depending on how overclocked it is and how good your fans are, it can get kind of toasty in there. I know my computer, if I'm playing like Total War Warhammer especially, or editing, it can get pretty toasty. Second fan kicks on, it starts blowing heat. Oddly enough, if I play Darktide, it's not that bad. I haven't played Darktide in a while, though. I've just been waiting for something new. I keep saying the game isn't bad, but it's missing so much stuff that it's really behind, and I don't like the microtransactions. The fact that the store is on like an hour waiting period and you have to run by the microtransaction shop every time, it feels like it was all intentional, and it gives me the same feeling that I had with Killing Floor 2, which was the devs saw something that worked for another game and instantly went, oh, we can just transplant that into our game, and failed to realize player bases are different, people's expectations are different, time changes things. The fact that Tripwire was like, yeah, we're just gonna put loot boxes in our zombie shooter that hasn't really evolved in well over 10 years. It's like, that should not have been your priority. Sell cosmetic bundles like a normal person and try to step your game up. Which kind of makes me wonder if they're ever going to do a third game, because they're already stepping a lot of their... They stepped a lot of their production back a long time ago. To the point where now it's like, hey, here's maybe like 2 maps a year, if that. Here's a bunch of just reskinned other weapons. Like, it used to be you'd get like a new, completely original weapon design. Can I get up, please? My guy's just like standing around flailing his arms like an idiot. But you used to get like actual new meshes, and now they're just like, yeah, here's a blue and white Horzine weapon, and they just change the projectile effect. Which, I'm not gonna sit here and say, oh, they're just lazy. Nah, it does feel lazy, I will admit that. But I also understand if they're not getting a lot of money, they've probably had to shift a lot of staff off the project. But it feels like something they probably should have... They didn't pivot fast enough. They, for the longest time, dragged their feet and were like, no, we can totally make money off the loot boxes, I swear. People will totally sell these on the Steam marketplace for $400 for a gold helmet, and we'll rake in the money off the transactions. And then they didn't. And then they're like, oh shit, we don't have money. It's like, yeah, you're not Counter-Strike. You never will be Counter-Strike. You're a completely different game. And there's nothing wrong with that. Just don't apply what worked for another game to yours when you don't fall in the same category. Okay, now we do bonus mission. I'm not gonna mess with it, it's a panic room. I always get kinda worried doing those. Ooh, 10% bonus damage against Chaos Demons. I will accept it.
Sensory stimuli link has been established. Subject in severe distress identified. Hostiles are attempting forced entry to the vault where subject is located. Vault integrity compromised. Termination is imminent without inquisitorial assistance.
I do worry about Space Marine 2, just because, like, even though it's not even the same developers, it's just the industry has gone so different since like 2011 when Space Marine came out that I'm like, oh god, what are they gonna do? Are we gonna get microtransactions? Are we gonna get a battle pass? Are we gonna get a season pass? Are we gonna get all this stuff? What's the multiplayer gonna look like? How much is gated? Are we gonna get something stupid like a battle royale? I could see a battle royale. But at the same time, I feel like I don't think Games Workshop would let it happen. I feel as though they would step in and be like, no, this doesn't make sense, get rid of it. But I just always fear it because God knows people try to shoehorn it in everywhere. Like extraction shooters. I think there's some ways people haven't capitalized on that could be very good for an extraction shooter, but everybody's too gung-ho on the exact Tarkov-esque setup that they're not going to willingly evolve. It's gonna take someone taking a quote-unquote risk to actually change the game of how it works and everything. Or hopefully this trend just kind of dies out fast enough. Because I feel like, as it stands, people are playing it, DMZ, in COD, but people aren't sitting here like, ooh, this is what's keeping me here. Everybody's just like, yeah, I just kind of play it with the homies, and that's about it. It's nothing fancy, nothing special. And that unto itself is fine. But hopefully it's kind of a sign of people are not really vibing with it.
Target secured with basic organic functions intact. Reach the extraction zone for subatomic matter.
Because I think a big problem is everybody looks at it from a PvP perspective and nobody bothers to be like, can you do a PvE version of this? Which you can, you just need to actually make it hardcore. Like a game, for example, like XCOM. Imagine if you had a squad you commanded, and you did missions, and somebody could die. Suddenly all the progress on a character, all the levels, the stat ups, suddenly that goes away. Okay, that changes things. Now you gotta bring in maybe a rookie. Maybe you lose your best sniper. Okay, now your rookie sniper's gotta try to make up for it, but his accuracy's low. You gotta take him through missions while you're fighting. I think it'd be good. You could do a lot of stuff. I'd love to see that for like a Resident Evil game. Like a Umbrella Corps, where you're actually leading a mercenary company. Or you could do a game like Mercenaries and lead other mercenaries. That's something I noticed. We've kind of I mean, people never really leaned into it outside of Ghost Recon losing AI squad mates, but for all the chest thumping and all that of, oh, our game's hardcore, you lose gear, people don't really try to do a PvE game, even though you could make it arguably better. The only one I can think of realistically is MechWarrior 5. Because you can lose a pilot, you can lose a mech, you can replace your mech, you can repair it, but, you know, there is a hardcore element to it. You got a level 4 or level 5 PPC and it gets blown off with your arm that got taken out. Well, I hope you got another one. Otherwise, you're gonna have to make do with a weaker, less efficient version that you have stockpiled, or you gotta go buy one. God, this whole run is just like... This was all just garbage minions. I'll take it, though. Come on, catch up. Come on, vamos, vámonos.
All main objectives are met. The asset is safe. Mission complete. Tactical noospheric network has been taken offline. End of log.
Yay, now we get plus 10% damage against demons. I don't know what that staff is, and I think it's probably gonna suck. Weird vein. Aw, that would be really good if it had a 5th. Actually, it needs 2 nodes? Yeah, I think it needs 2, if I'm correct. No, it needs 1. That would have been cool. Bonus damage to AoEs. That'd be great. That would be amazing. 59% bonus damage for AoE psychic powers. Then, a 44% bonus damage for AoE skills. So that's going to stack. That would be nasty. But it's missing the one spot. Womp womp. Such a waste. That would be a nice one if it had an extra spot, because I could maybe even, I don't know if you can put additional slots in, but if I could slap extra sockets in that, that'd be a great pickup. It's always just a little too, like it's just below what I need, which is a shame. Never realized how rarely you actually get 5 trait ability, or 5 trait items. But that is all for now. If you enjoyed this episode, make sure to hit the like button, it helps out the channel a lot. If you haven't already, make sure to hit the subscribe button. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.